Fresno.
Well, retail theft continues to be an issue across the state and in the Central Valley, as seen in this dramatic surveillance video released recently by Fresno police of a robbery at a Northwest Fresno Lululemon. Thank you for joining us for Action News Live at 5. I'm Graciela Moreno.
And good evening, I'm Warren Armstrong. A group of lawmakers today in Sacramento announced a new package of bills aimed at fighting retail crime. Action News reporter Kate Nemrich joins us now live from downtown Fresno with a look at those bills and the efforts by law enforcement here in Central California. Kate?
Hey Warren, Graciela, these bills include provisions to make arrests easier and to keep repeat offenders and others committing retail crimes in custody, something police say is important because they say repeat offenders are a major part of the problem.
A Northwest Fresno Lululemon hit once again by thieves. Fresno police releasing dramatic video of a man slamming his truck into the Fig Garden Village business, throwing items into his truck and driving off. The incident happened on March 23rd. As of April 9th, the building still isn't fully repaired. On Tuesday, members of the state assembly spoke about the efforts to prevent and prosecute crimes like these.
So the retail theft issues we are talking about today did not appear overnight, and they're not going to be solved overnight.
The proposed legislation expands tools for police to arrest people for shoplifting and keep offenders in custody. AB 1960, authored by Esmeralda Soria, would allow for stiffer sentences for retail theft, reinstating tiered penalties if the stolen or damaged property is exceptionally high. It would allow for a sentence enhancement of up to 5 years when property loss is more than $50,000.
The retail issue has become very pronounced. I think just a few weeks ago, it shows how emboldened folks are because we're not holding people accountable.
Another one of the bills would let police make arrests without witnessing the crimes or footage and allow the value of stolen items from multiple businesses within 60 days to be added up into grand theft, which can be a felony. The effort comes just months after the Fresno area received $23.6 million in grant funding from the state to create the Fresno Metropolitan Area Organized Retail Task Force. The organization includes Fresno and Clovis Police Departments, the Fresno County District Attorney's Office, and the Fresno County Probation Department. Clovis Police say the funding has made a big difference.
This funding has allowed us to become more proactive and actually be aggressive with going after these types of criminals. We added 4 patrol officers to our shifts. We have 1 detective, and we have a crime analyst that we added to our ORC operation.
Police say despite the increase in enforcement, prosecution is the key to keeping the thieves from reoffending, something several of the bills introduced hope to address.
The package of bills includes 7 measures with 5 or more to be added. However, it's unclear when a vote will happen. In downtown Fresno, I'm Kate Nemrich, ABC 30 Action News.